Imagine walking into the most exclusive hotels in Manhattan, slipping past velvet ropes into celebrity-studded parties, and dining at five-star restaurants, all without paying a dime. Imagine convincing the gatekeepers of New York high society that you're not just wealthy, but incredibly wealthy, with millions waiting overseas. For years, one young woman did exactly that. She didn't just fake a few expense reports. She built a persona so convincing that bankers, hoteliers, and socialites handed her trust, access, and cash. But who was she really? And how did her carefully crafted world finally collapse? Today we're diving deep into the story of Anna Sorokin, better known as Anna Delvey, the so-called Soho grifter who scammed New York's elite. Stick around until the end to see how her story reflects not just on her, but on the culture of wealth and status that allowed her to thrive. Origins, from Russian roots to European boarding schools. Anna Sorokin was born on January 23, 1991, in Domodedovo, a working-class suburb just outside Moscow, Russia. Her father was a truck driver and later started a modest heating and cooling business. Her mother worked as a convenience store clerk before becoming a homemaker. Far from the glamorous image she would later project, Anna grew up in a typical post-Soviet household. In 2007, when Anna was 16, her family moved to Eschweiler, a small industrial town in western Germany. She attended the local high school and, by all accounts, was shy, reserved, and not especially remarkable. But she consumed fashion magazines and international pop culture, nurturing dreams far bigger than her surroundings. After graduation, she enrolled at Central St. Martin's, a prestigious art and design school in London, but she dropped out quickly. She soon moved to Paris and scored an internship at Purple, a high-end fashion magazine. This was Anna's first real exposure to the glittering world of VIP parties, designer wardrobes, and global influencers. She began crafting an identity, one that combined fashion, mystery, and the aura of old money. By the time she arrived in New York in 2013 for Purple's Fashion Week events, she had already adopted the name Anna Delvey. She claimed it was her mother's maiden name. It wasn't. The birth of Anna Delvey. In Manhattan, the transformation accelerated. Anna started telling people she was a German heiress with a trust fund worth 60 million euros, ready to be released when she turned 25. She carried herself like someone who expected to be served first, yet was strangely approachable, friendly enough to get invitations, but aloof enough to seem important. She swapped hostels for boutique hotels, then for long stays at the trendy 11 Howard Hotel in Soho, paying cash for weeks at a time. Her Instagram became a highlight reel of private jets, rooftop views, and chic outfits. In a city where perception is currency, Anna was minting her own. But what truly distinguished her from countless other social climbers was her ambition. She didn't just want to hang around the rich. She wanted to be one of them. And she had a plan. The Anna Delvey Foundation Dream. Anna told everyone she was building a business called the Anna Delvey Foundation, ADF. It would be a members-only art club and private space housed in the historic Church Missions House on Park Avenue South, a 6-story landmark building requiring tens of millions of dollars in renovation. Think Soho House meets the Guggenheim, but with Anna's name on the door. She courted architects, hoteliers, and art curators. She pitched investors. She even secured meetings with major banks and private equity firms. To them, she presented financial documents that appeared to prove she had millions waiting offshore, just temporarily inaccessible. She asked for loans of $20 to $25 million to get the project rolling. In reality, the documents were forged. The bank statements came from doctored PDFs. The family office, she cited, didn't exist. But New York is a city built on hype and future promise. As long as Anna's persona held, doors opened, living the high life on other people's dime. While the ADF project crawled forward, Anna was living like an heiress. She treated friends to expensive dinners and retreats, only to have her credit cards mysteriously decline, after which she'd promise wire transfers that never arrived. She stayed for weeks at 11 Howard, a boutique hotel, running up tens of thousands of dollars in charges. She hired a personal trainer and a celebrity stylist. She flew private, or at least posed like she did. One telling incident happened when she invited her friend Rachel DeLoach Williams, a photo editor at Vanity Fair, on a lavish trip to Marrakesh. Anna booked a luxury villa, a private butler, and excursions totaling more than $60,000. When her cards failed, she persuaded Rachel to put the charges on her own card, promising repayment. The money never came. For Rachel, who earned a normal salary, it was financially devastating. Anna's ability to juggle these deceptions was almost cinematic. She mixed just enough real payments, occasional cash deposits, partial reimbursements, to keep people from cutting her off. She was charming and self-assured. Few wanted to question the authenticity of someone so deeply embedded in elite spaces. The unraveling. By 2017, cracks were showing. The 11 Howard Hotel, tired of waiting for payment, locked Anna out of her room and confiscated her belongings. Creditors began circling. The banks scrutinized her loan applications and found inconsistencies. Her friend Rachel, realizing she'd been conned, went to the authorities. Investigators discovered a trail of unpaid bills, bounced checks, and forged documents. Anna was arrested in October 2017 on multiple charges of grand larceny and theft of services. Prosecutors claimed she had stolen an estimated $275,000 from hotels, friends, and financial institutions, a huge sum for an individual con artist, though tiny compared to corporate frauds. But the sensational nature of her scams, rich people and prestigious institutions duped by a young woman in designer clothes, made headlines. The trial of the Soho grifter. Anna's trial in 2019 became a media spectacle. She arrived in court wearing designer outfits styled by a friend, treating the courtroom like a runway. Journalists live tweeted her every expression. Memes compared her to a real-life "catch me if you can." The prosecution argued she was a manipulative con artist who deliberately deceived people for personal gain. The defense painted her as an ambitious entrepreneur whose dream project simply got ahead of her finances. Anna herself told New York Magazine she never intended to steal, that she fully believed she would repay everyone once the ADF launched. In April 2019, the jury found her guilty on multiple counts of grand larceny and theft of services, but acquitted her on the most serious charge, attempting to steal $22 million from a bank. She was sentenced to 4 to 12 years in state prison, fined $24,000, and ordered to pay restitution of about $199,000. Prison, pop culture, and Netflix deal. Anna served her time at Rikers Island and later at Albion Correctional Facility. She was released on good behavior in February 2021, but was quickly taken into ICE custody for overstaying her visa. She spent months in detention fighting deportation back to Germany. Meanwhile, her story became a cultural phenomenon. Jessica Pressler's 2018 New York Magazine article, How Anna Delvey Tricked New York's Party People, went viral. Shonda Rhimes turned it into the Netflix series Inventing Anna in 2022, starring Julia Garner as Anna. The show dramatized her rise and fall, blurring lines between fact and fiction, just as Anna had done in real life. Anna reportedly received $320,000 from Netflix for the rights to her story, though much of it went toward legal fees and restitution. Ironically, the scammer who faked wealth ended up profiting from being caught. Life after release, a continuing persona. As of 2024, Anna Sorokin, still often called Anna Delvey, is living in New York under house arrest, wearing an ankle monitor while appealing her immigration status. She's hosted dinner parties with journalists and influencers at her apartment, positioning herself as a kind of anti-hero or performance artist. She's launched a podcast and teased future media projects. In interviews, she alternates between contrition and defiance, acknowledging her mistakes while insisting she was more visionary than villain. Public opinion remains divided. Some see her as a manipulative fraudster who exploited trust and privilege. Others view her as a Robin Hood of socialites, exposing the superficiality of the elite and the ease with which appearances can be weaponized. In a world obsessed with status symbols, Anna became the ultimate mirror. Why did it work? The culture of credibility. Anna's story isn't just about one grifter, it's about an ecosystem. New York's high society is built on the assumption that if someone looks rich, they are rich. Access begets access. Invitations lead to more invitations. Few gatekeepers actually check bank balances. And many institutions are more embarrassed about being duped than eager to prosecute. Anna exploited these dynamics expertly. She used Instagram as a stage set. She borrowed the language of venture capital, seed funding, trust funds, investors, to make her lies sound legitimate. She preyed on people's fear of missing out on the next big thing. In essence, she ran a confidence game not just on individuals, but on an entire culture of aspirational wealth. Lessons from the Anna Delvey saga. Perception is power. In certain circles, style and confidence can open doors faster than actual money. Due diligence matters. Banks, hotels, and individuals who skipped verification paid the price. Social media fuels illusion. A curated feed can create a reality strong enough to override skepticism. The legal system struggles with soft fraud. Anna's total take was small compared to corporate frauds, yet her case drew more outrage because of the social humiliation involved. The legacy of a modern grifter. Anna Sorokin's saga will likely be studied for years as a case of 21st century social engineering. She wasn't the first to fake wealth, but she did it in a moment when Instagram, venture capital hype, and the glamorization of the girl boss converged. Her rise and fall say as much about us, the audiences who follow influencers and idolize luxury, as they do about her. In the end, Anna Delvey's story is both cautionary and strangely inspiring. She showed how far audacity and performance can go. She also showed how quickly it collapses without a foundation of truth. Whether she's a villain, a victim, or a visionary may depend on who's telling the story, but she remains undeniably fascinating. So what do you think? Was Anna Sorokin a dangerous con artist or a savvy disruptor who held up a mirror to New York's elite? Did she deserve prison, or was she simply playing a game everyone else plays more discreetly? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Anna Delvey, the modern grifter who scammed New York's elite, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth stories about the real-life characters who shape our culture. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next episode.